What's up, guys? How are you? Welcome into a Monday morning episode of the Daily Juice Podcast. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all of my socials at Sports Talk Matt. And this podcast is being brought to you by our friends at DraftKings. I will apologize for my voice today. It's going to be a little bit on the raspy side. I am absolutely fighting off the first cold of the cold season, which is never fun. Well, to get sick and then have this week happen, kind of a beginning, a problem, whatever you want to call it. Like, let's just close that week and shut the door and never talk about it again. Really bad week. I haven't had one of those since July. It's been a while since we had the full-on destruction of the bankroll. And that's sort of what makes sports betting so difficult, because your winning weeks are never as big as your destructive weeks when everything just goes against you and everything falls apart. And that's what happened. I mean, look at yesterday. We wound up going 0-3-1. The props go 3-1 from the live stream, so we're down 2.78 units. The Commanders pushed for us on that, but the Saints got throttled. Both unders go over. I was stunned to see the offense. I was stunned to see the lack of defense. Just one of those things where you're watching going like, where is this coming from? These turnovers and mistakes. And I mean, we were going... The Raiders were doing their part, trying to not score. And then garbage time, the Steelers just let them go down the field to burn clock. And, we get the Steelers to win and cover. The one benefit from this week is that we went back to normalcy in the NFL after a really crazy, ridiculous run. The most lopsided ticket bet games cashed for the public. It was the revenge of the public. The majority of tickets were on the Falcons. They won and covered. The Texans, they won and covered. The Bengals, they won and covered. The Bucks, they won and covered. The Colts and Bears and Lions, only the Commanders. But that number closed at 7, so they pushed. Good day for the public. It also means that there's some return to normalcy here in betting in the NFL. So I can go back to what I've been doing. I didn't do any teasers yesterday, so why not we jump in here on a Monday to tease things. Quickly before we get to the picks, a bunch of you have been asking me for picks, saying, Matt, what are you on games that I am not betting? I know what you're doing. I would do it too, okay? It's fine. You can ask me. I'm ice cold. So whatever side I'm going to be on, you guys want to go ahead and bet the other side? Not opposed to it at all, given how poorly this week has gone. But for some of you, and two of you in particular, you reached out and asked me how to handle this type of losing. And you've been following my picks, and for that I apologize. But you said, how do I handle this? How do I not chase? So let's just do a quick tutorial again here on bankroll management, because I think it's really important. For fun, and I'm not saying your bankroll has to be this, but it's easier from the math if we say your bankroll is $1,000. Whatever your bankroll is, whatever you're comfortable, I don't care if it's $10, but if it's, let's just say it's $1,000 for the entire football season, your one unit should be 3 to 5%. For me, I go 3%. I'm always pretty conservative, okay? So let's do the math here as to how do I withstand losing 10 units and more, really, for what I lost personally. How do I withstand that and keep going? Well, here's how, okay? So if you are betting $1,000 for a bankroll and you're betting 3%, okay, it's $30, right? So you lose 10 bets, 10 units. That's $300. Now we're down to $700 for a bankroll. You have to readjust your unit size. Now your unit size drops down to $21, okay, until you win it back. Let's say you get back up to $1,300. Now your 3% is $39. That's how you withstand by turtling. By shrinking. You're still betting the same percentage. You're still betting 3, 4, 5% of your bankroll. It's that your unit size is shrinking. And when your unit size shrinks, when you're cold, you're not losing as much money. So I'm not losing as much money as I would have been, say, 2 months ago when we were pretty flush, even last month, right? I mean, look at, we're now underwater in the NFL, okay? We are 25-35 since the start of 2024, which includes last year's playoffs, but we're down a unit. We're down 1 unit. The NFL props are 38-27. We are profitable there. In college football, it's 37-34. We're up 7.5 units in college football. Look, baseball was a disaster, okay? Obviously, it was horrific, and that really put us behind the eight ball. But just because we have an awful week doesn't mean we're going to have an awful football season, okay? It's just a bad week. Flush it, move on. Let's get going here for another Monday Night Football primetime game, okay? But before I give you the picks, let's talk about the DraftKings Pick 6. I went 1 for 3 on that, so even if you faded all 3 of those picks, you didn't win. That's the one thing you can't go. You need to go 2 and 3. So if you faded it, you may have won some money. Brock Bowers went over. Terry McLaurin went under. And Amon St. Brown went under the yardage that we played. Jameson Williams went over on the prop bet that we bet. So I had, one of those two guys was going to go off. I bet money on Williams. I bet the DraftKings Pick 6 on St. Brown. It didn't work on that. So that didn't come in. But if you guys are interested in doing these things, you can do it pretty easily by jumping in here with DraftKings, the Pick 6, okay? If you haven't downloaded the Pick 6 yet, go ahead and go and do that right now. It's available wherever you guys get your apps, App Store, the Google Play, the App Store for Google. You guys can go and download it. Use the code JUICE. And new customers will get a $5, when you play $5, you get a $50 Pick 6 credit. That is guaranteed. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-78-9777 or visit ccpg.org in Connecticut. Must be 18 plus. Age and eligibility restrictions may vary by jurisdiction. Pick 6, not available everywhere, including New York and Ontario. Void where prohibited. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos. Okay, as I mentioned, we're going to go back to the well. This is a hard game to bet, okay? My gut tells me the Bills win. My gut's been dead wrong all week. Everyone's on the Jets. So, in case I'm wrong, and the Jets do win, number opened up 2.5. It's now down to 1.5. You know what I'm going to do. It's what I always do. Primetime teaser. We're 5-4 on our primetime same game teasers. Okay, we've won money doing this, so we're slightly up, not high, but we're up. Okay, on this, you can go the other way if you want, and maybe the Bills. You can cross 0. I don't recommend it, but you want to take the Bills and give them Bills points. Okay, you want to go over. Okay, I'm going the other way. I'm coming in with the Bills and the Jets. I'm going Jets plus 7.5. Teasing 6-point teaser from plus 1.5 up to 7.5. And going under 46.5 from 40.5 up to 46.5. Dead cat bounce is a real thing. Okay. Firing Robert Saleh. But I do think there's going to be a new environment for the Jets. I think for one game, I think they can rally here. And I'm not a huge fan of Josh Allen up against the Jets on the road. Josh Allen in the game last year was sacked 5 times in New York by this defense. He threw 3 interceptions. Now, different year, but still, the year before that against the Jets, he threw 2 interceptions. Year before that against the Jets, he threw 1 interception. He's been picked off in 3 straight games in this building by this Jets defense. I think the Jets defense will feel more, I don't want to say motivated, because they're definitely motivated, but I think that they're going to have a new pep in their step, if you will, thinking that the offense will be run differently and the offense might actually do something. The last 2 games have been an abject disaster. I mean, an absolute disaster here for this. So for me, I think the Jets are going to rally, but let's say the Bills win by 3. Or the Jets win. I don't think they win by 7 or more. Okay, so we're going to tease the Jets up to plus 7.5. And I just don't think either offense is going to have a ton of success. Look, again, I bet the unders yesterday. It burned me. I'm going to come back again here. Primetime unders have been a thing. Look at last night, 17-7 the final, same building. Could be the same score. That would stink because we would lose the teaser unless the Jets win. Need the Jets to win 17-7. If they win 17-7, we're good. But it's only minus 120. Again, hard game to bet. I won't be stunned at all if I'm wrong. Jets plus 7.5, under 46.5 for minus 120 for 1.2 units. 2 prop bets, and I'm only coming in here with just a little bit over 2 units in play here today. Okay, you guys, I go small, I turtle. I tend to be very conservative when it comes to, although I'm teasing, so it's not really conservative, but I go very conservative when it comes to when I'm losing. I don't want to constantly put myself out with 3, 4, 5 units. So only a little over 2 units here. Look, Breece Hall needs the football, period. Breece Hall is their best weapon. Now, Wilson's great, I get it, but Wilson and Aaron Rodgers seem to have a little bit of a problem. Maybe it's because he wants Devontae Adams to play with Aaron. I don't know, but they're not great together. Breece Hall needs the football. I think Breece Hall needs the football on swing passes. Breece Hall needs to split out wide. They got to find ways to put the football into Breece Hall's hand, and I think they will do that here tonight. I'm taking Breece Hall over 25.5 yards receiving for this because I think they're going to use him a lot. On the other side, Josh Allen to be picked off tonight. Like I mentioned, Josh Allen in his last 3 games in New York against the Jets, he threw 3 interceptions last year, 2 interceptions the year before that, and 1 interception the year before that. He's been decent throwing the football, 62.5 completion percentage, 59.3 is not great. And the year before that, he was, 70.7 in the game he had 3 picks, 59.2 and 75%. So he's been pretty good throwing the football completion percentage, but he throws and gets picked off far too often. He does throw the ball. He has 12 touchdowns and 11 interceptions in 11 games in his career against the Jets. It's basically 1 pick per game. It's only minus 120. I'm going to bet it to win a half a unit. Josh Allen to get picked off here tonight by this Jets defense. We're going to put 0.6 units down on it to win a half a unit. Okay? 0.55 units down on Breece Hall to win a half a unit, over 25.5 yards receiving. And the teaser is Jets plus 7.5 and the under 46.5 at minus 120 for 1.2 units. Feel free to fade each and every single one of those plays. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all socials at Sports Talk Matt. Every morning, it's the Daily Juice Podcast presented by DraftKings.